Zero knowledge proof cryptography. That's what we're discussing in today's video. I'll be breaking it down in a very easy to understand language. Even if you don't understand coding or cryptography, this is for you. So the reason this is very pressing is because the founder of the Ethereum ecosystem, the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap, Vitalik recently discussed this on Tim Ferris's podcast, really how zero knowledge proofs are something that's very, very interesting moving forward as Ethereum moves from proof of work to proof of stake with ETH 2.0, lower fees, all this very, very interesting. So what is this zero knowledge proof type of cryptography that Vitalik was talking about? Well, zero knowledge proof cryptography was actually founded before cryptocurrency in general. So it was founded in the 1980s by a group of mathematicians. Essentially what it allows to do is two parties to interact on something that's a decentralized public ledger like the blockchain without having to essentially having to provide public information. So it allows two parties, we'll get to this in a second, who these two parties are, to both know a secret that is verifiably true without having to essentially say that secret on the blockchain. So with things like Bitcoin currently, you have the number one cryptocurrency clearly, you have this public ledger on the blockchain. You can see every single transaction that has happened, and with all of these transactions you can see one public key sending something to another public key. Now we can get into more detailed things with multi-sig and all these different aspects of cryptography, but just to keep it at a basic level, you have one address that's a derivative of the private key, a hash function of this private key, which is the public key, sending it to another public key. Now, don't get confused here. That's not really what we're discussing in today's video. Essentially, what we're doing is removing those two public components here. So the two users in this space are someone that's a prover and a verifier. So the prover wants to access something, and this something may be an asset. So for example, Zcash is a project that uses zero knowledge proof cryptography. And the reason they do this is because they're a privacy focused altcoin, and they're really the first one to use zero knowledge proofs. There's other ones doing this now, but let's just focus on this for a second. So what I want you to understand is, let's say you go into your bank or you have a private vault in Switzerland with gold and silver. For you to access what's in that vault, you're not going to tell them the amount of pounds or the amount of ounces in gold and silver that are in that vault. Rather, most likely what they'll do is some form of zero knowledge proofs. And this is kind of the analog version. So you can just think of it like, the analog version of mail, like of email was mail. So, I send you a physical letter, you open the letter. With email, boom, I can hop on my laptop, shoot it right over to you. So with this, the analog version of zero knowledge proofs is you go to your private vault, let's say, and both of you, if you actually know this. So in this case, the teller at the bank is the verifier. You are the prover. So you want to prove that you own this asset, what is in the vault, okay? So you follow along with me. We have two parties. You're the prover, they're the verifier. You both know the secret. The verifier knows the answer to this secret. So in this case, it wouldn't just be like a password, it would be a string of words. So it's kind of like a riddle or a puzzle that you would have to solve that you set up. So let's say, I don't know, the cat jumped over the moon is your riddle. So they would ask you, what is the phrase? You would say, the cat jumped over the moon. You would basically give them the phrase there. And this is just purely hypothetical, obviously an example. So the verifier would make sure this is all correct. And in this case, you verified, you proved that you own this vault. You didn't tell them what is in the vault. You gave them essentially a proxy for this. So this is similar to how it works on the blockchain. So a verifier on the blockchain, just like two public addresses. So you're the prover, you're trying to come in and see that this person can verify that you own the asset. So let's say you own $1 million worth of Zcash and you're very privacy focused. So you would have similar setup. So you would have something that's essentially like a secret that both of you guys know if you own this asset. Now, let's say there's a malicious actor that comes in and they try and guess this, just like if someone tried to go to your private vault in Switzerland and tried to guess your password, my cat jumps over the moon or whatever I said. The verifier, this person tries to come in and prove that they own this to take your money. Well, the verifier would be able to immediately see that they're guessing. So let's say the person just starts off with A, like just the word A, like a dog jumped over the earth, whatever. They think they know it. Just off the bat, the verifier can immediately prove that this is not them, and they can actually increase security. Now that's for another topic, but really what you understand is that it's on the same thing, but it's all on the blockchain. So In this case, you're trying to access a wallet. And when you do this zero knowledge proof cryptography, it's the same mechanism, but it's all digital, it's all online. So instead of you physically having to go somewhere and tell them the words, it's all digital. So I hope you understand this. I just wanted to provide a basic overview of this. I can do a more detailed video into zero proof cryptography. This is something that may be a bit more advanced to people out there, but anyone who's interested in privacy focused projects, zero knowledge proof is a very, very interesting aspect. And since this has been time tested, it was actually built, like I said, by a group of mathematicians in the 1980s. It's very interesting when you compare it with other things in this cryptocurrency space. So I hope you understand this. Again, just remember that kind of aspect of, it's not a password necessarily, it's more like a key phrase. And one person's a prover, one person's a verifier. And if this prover can repeat the phrase, essentially the secret, remember, so the whole point of this is having both parties know the secret, but without having to say anything private, or publicly rather. So on the blockchain, you're able to verify this and prove that you own the asset. Once you do this, you have full access to it. The verifier confirms this and you can move forward. So that's pretty much it for zero knowledge proofs. If you enjoyed this more kind of explainer style video, let me know in the comments down below. Also what you want to see next, as far as if you have questions in the cryptocurrency space, as far as blockchain, even like things that are very, very basic, let me know down below in the comments. Happy to cover those either individually just down below, or if it's something that a lot of people are interested in, I'll make a video on it. So that's all for today's video. Like, subscribe, button all. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, button all. Invest global, and until next time.